So I'm probably going to look and sound tired in this video, and it's because I am. I barely got any sleep. We did like a 15-hour Elden Ring stream yesterday. I got a bunch of anime stuff I have to do today, and I've wanted to talk about this, and I haven't had a chance. So as soon as I rolled out of bed, I figured, let me turn on the camera, and let's have a discussion, because a lot of shit is going down right now on Twitter, social media, just the internet in general when it comes to the gaming community. For anybody that does not know and is a part of that community, you've probably been living under a rock, but Dr. Disrespect was banned from Twitch in like 2020, and it was this huge mystery. Even the doc played into it. Why was I banned? Who knows why he was banned? No one's talking about it, and it was a big deal because he was and is one of the biggest streamers on any platform. And we never really knew why, and it kind of just slowly faded away and became part of the lore of the gaming history and streaming and stuff like that because no one had any idea. And then a day or two ago, this tweet came out. He got banned because got caught sexting a minor in the then existing Twitch Whispers product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. The powers that be could read in plain text, case closed, gang. And then he responded with, no one made the wrong decision. F him and his boys. And exactly like you would expect, Twitter went absolutely wild with people either defending him or people saying, he's a pedo. This is crazy. Oh my God, look what we just figured out. And it's from an account that nobody really knows. Like, no one knows this man. Yes, he is an ex-Twitch employee, so there is a chance that he has some information, but to just come out of left field, say something, no receipts, no nothing, and the world just picks sides and everybody argues about it is such a 2024 thing or 2020 thing. Like, this is not something that would have happened 10 years ago. People would actually try to do research, get receipts, understand what's going on, but nowadays, we just pick a side and we go to war when we know absolutely nothing. It's almost funny to me. Like, I've had a good laugh about this entire thing and reading some of the arguments people have. But either way, the doc responded, and this is what he said. Listen, I'm obviously tied to legal obligations from the settlement with Twitch, but I just need to say what I can say since this is the effing internet. I didn't do anything wrong. All this has been probed and settled. Nothing illegal. No wrongdoing was found, and I was paid. Elden Ring Monday. And again, exactly as you would expect, Twitter went absolutely crazy. People picked sides and started to fight, whether they're saying, listen, he said that he had no wrongdoing found. He's innocent. Well, him saying that is just about the lawsuit, or him saying that is kind of dancing around the fact that he won't just say, I didn't sext a minor. Why won't he just say that? So he must be guilty. Well, no, he must not be. Like, watching you guys argue about this has been an entertainment in itself. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, it's really funny to watch people come up with their own reasoning around it when none of us have any real information about this. Now, all that aside, while I was half asleep in bed, I started to browse some of the threads because I wanted to see what people were saying, and I came across some interesting stuff. So the person who is trying to out Dr. Disrespect also tried to utilize this information to get people to buy tickets to something in the past. So from what I could tell with a quick Google, Mona Lisa Studio is a music venue in New York City. He said, listen, if all 3 dates sell out, I'll tell you why he got banned. Can't lie, I find it a little interesting that this person tried to leverage what he might have known about the doc to get people to buy tickets at a music venue. If he's actually sexting minors and you know this, you don't try to sell that information. That's something that you should just tell people, right? Because he's obviously still streaming on other platforms. He's still huge. He still has access to kids that may watch his stream. So if this is something he actually did, why would you try to hold that behind closed doors and be like, well, if you guys do this, I'll tell you. And then I'm assuming they didn't sell all the tickets because they never said anything. So I don't know why they're not getting shade as well, because that's actually kind of crazy. Now, that aside, a lot of people are saying that this is coming forward now because Dr. Disrespect has been vocal about backing Nick Merckx, which is a whole nother video in itself. I won't go into too much detail, but to keep it short, Nick Merckx said, leave the kids alone one day, talking about the LGBTQ community. And I assume he meant the things that are going on in schools where they're asking pronouns and what gender you might identify as when these kids barely know anything about life yet. And I agree that that seems crazy to me. So get mad at me, cancel me, whatever it is you want to do. I back communities. I want people to do what makes them happy as an adult. I don't feel like we need to bring any of this stuff to the kids or in the schools. And he got flamed for that by some people. If I'm not mistaken, he even lost his Call of Duty character that they made of him because of the fact that he said that. But a lot of people also backed him, and his streams have been popping, and he's been doing extremely well because there's a large amount of people that also agree it doesn't belong in schools. But again, that's a whole nother video, a whole nother topic. Regardless, I think the response to his original tweet is why people think that it has to do with Nick Merckx, because he says no one made the wrong decision. F him and his boys. So it's pretty clear this man not only has a problem with Dr. Disrespect, but obviously all of his friends, which includes Nick Merckx. And if you look at his Twitter, he's clearly left-leaning, which is fine. You could be on whichever side that you want. I honestly don't care. not trying to get into politics, but that would make sense to me. Now, funny enough, Nick Merckx also kind of commented on this situation himself.
Yo, checking in. Look, I opened Twitter. Bunch of my mentions are he, they, she, hey, they, fucking, I identify as a helicopter. God damn it. And I seen the couple tweets about the doc. I'm as taken back as a lot of you guys are, okay? But the fact remains that these are some crazy accusations. Crazy. Big time accusations. And until we know more, until we know them as fact, until they've been proven with evidence, what are we talking about? What's anybody talking about? As far as the leave the little kids alone stuff, this doesn't make it any further from the truth. Leave little children out of your shit. Have a nice day.
And I don't think I have to say it again, but I will anyway. Twitter went crazy. Shit went wild. Oh my God, look at him. He's defending the doc, but he says leave little kids alone. Which side are you on? So it's okay when your friend does this, this, and that. That's not what he's saying. Obviously, he's saying let more information come out. I'm pretty sure that if evidence came out, he's going to stand on it and step away from the doc and say exactly what he feels, because that seems like the kind of person that he is. As far as the leave little kids alone thing, people are claiming, well, there's no proof of that, but you need proof for the doc? That doesn't make sense. But there is proof of what he said. And again, maybe I'm misunderstanding his whole leave the kids alone thing, but it feels like it comes from what's happening in schools, which is clearly happening. Like we know this. There's evidence of it. It's not like it's some hidden secret agenda that we don't know. They are actively asking kids about their gender and their pronouns when they're like 7, 8 years old in some of these elementary schools. That's crazy. So there is evidence of that. Now, if he's not talking about that and he's talking about something else, then I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that that's where that statement came from. You guys can let me know in the comments. Anyways, I'm sure at this point, there's a lot of people that are already commenting down below, just getting their Twitter fingers ready for some YouTube comments. It's, yo, you're defending him too. You must also be in the same bracket. I'm not defending anybody. If information actually comes out that proves that this man did it, throw him under the bus. I'm totally on board with that. I have no problem with that at all. But I also come from an era of innocent until proven guilty. I know that that's changed in social media, and people are just kind of, hey, listen, we're going to just attack whoever we want to attack. And that's fine. You're free to live your life like that. And I get it that it's public opinion and it's not a court of law. So you're allowed to have your opinion. If you feel like the little pieces that you've seen so far, even though there's no actual evidence, lead to one thing or another, I want you to feel the way that you want to feel. It's not my place to tell you differently. I ain't even going to judge you for doing it. Personally, I won't do that because I think that it's stupid to do so. I think that there's so much more information that needs to come out, because you can look at this so many different ways. A lot of people are looking at what Doc said and saying, well, he didn't directly say that he didn't sex the minor, so he must have done it. Why wouldn't you just say that you didn't do it? And why would the lawsuit stop you from being able to say that? Why would the settlement stop you from being able to say something like that? And people aren't realizing that it can go both ways, right? Let's just say Twitch thought he was doing something wrong. They jumped out the window, banned him, and also took him to court to try to not have to pay him any more of his contract. He countersues them because he's like, whoa, this doesn't make any sense. Here's all the proof that I've done absolutely nothing wrong. I'm not doing what they're accusing me of. Here's the proof of it. And Twitch maybe realized we're not going to win this, because I don't think Amazon plays. Like, if they didn't want to pay him, I feel like they would have saw it through because they knew they were right and they wouldn't have paid him anything. It just doesn't make much sense, right? Like, I would assume that the court case would cost less than they end up paying him out. So they'd most likely go through it if they knew that they were right. But if they weren't right and they were accusing him of some wild shit, and it comes out that it's not true, that might look bad on Twitch. So it's possible that it's also on their side that they don't want this situation talked about, that was a part of their deal in the settlement. Like, hey, listen, we're not going to come out. You're not going to drag us and say that we tried to accuse you of this, this, and this, even though it ended up not being true. We're just going to let it go. We'll pay you the contract, but it is our platform, so we're going to keep you banned because we don't want you around. Maybe they feel like he's a liability still for some reason. I don't know, right? But there are multiple ways that it can go. I'm not saying that that's the way it is, because it could also be that he did some weird stuff and they just settled and now no one can talk about it. I don't know. But that's what we all should be coming to, that thought process. I don't know. So jumping to one side, jumping to the other side, be like, I'm going to fight to the death for the doc, or I want him to die because he did like, it's just wild to me that this is what happens nowadays. I guess I'm not surprised. It's Twitter. Like, look at one of these tweets that I saw. So someone had made a tweet saying it's interesting that Twitch paid him out, so on and so forth, but yet he did something wrong. And the response was, if some shit like this comes out and you find yourself rushing to defend the predator, I need you to take a deep look in the mirror and see why that might be. It's like nobody has shown anything. So of course there's going to be people on both sides, because there's a lot of people out there that still believe in innocent until proven guilty. And again, I get it's not a court of law. Public opinion is very different. You don't need to actually prove anything. You could just have an opinion on it. And if a lot of people share that same opinion, then that is what the perception is. And that's really all that matters, right? So I do understand that. But this thought process is just so stupid, to the point where you're now accusing people that are defending him, saying that we haven't seen enough yet. And so now suddenly they're predators too. Like, that is one of the goofiest things that has started to happen over the last like 4 to 5 years. I don't really understand it. Like, if there's not enough evidence for someone to feel comfortable saying someone's guilty of something, you immediately look at them like they must be a predator too. You're a dumbass if you do that. Like, you're actually a dumbass. Like, you're small brained. I just smooth brained, whatever terminology you want to put with it, that's what you are. It makes absolutely no sense to me. I'm not trying to defend him, because again, if this comes out otherwise, throw him under the bus. Get rid of this man. I'm totally on board with that, but I'm not ready to do that until I actually see proof. I'm not just going to ruin someone's life, a career-ending accusation, over some random guy that I don't know on the internet who said something because he worked at a company. Like, I'm not going to do that. Just the same as I wouldn't do it to one of you guys. If all of a sudden your manager or somebody that you worked with came out and said, man, you know, we worked at a grocery store together and I used to see him in the aisle with candy talking to the little kids. I'm not just going to suddenly jump in, yo, this dude, I can't believe it. Get him fired at his new job. Let's get rid of him. Horrible person. I'm not going to do that until something comes out that shows that you were doing some weird shit. I'm not going to accuse you of that. I'm not going to sit here and make you seem like you're guilty. To me, that just seems so stupid. And of course, people are like, well, I've never done anything, so I don't got to worry about that. But there are a lot of cases of people being wrongly accused of shit. So that could be you, whether you've done something wrong or not. That could easily be you. So I don't know. I take the stance more of like, let's sit and wait. Let's see what happens. Like, it's not my place to be the judge, jury, and executioner of somebody when I don't even know the full story, and none of us do, because this is all we have to go on. So that's where I'm at with it. I don't know about you guys. I'm sure there's already some Twitter fingers going crazy down there. Have at it. Have fun. Don't really care. But let me know what you guys think regardless. Appreciate you. I'll catch you in the next one, homies.